So hello everyone, welcome to my review to episode 4 season 3, episode 41 altogether. And yeah, the title is very fitting, right? People against people. This arc now, I think it really shows this episode here primarily, right? How they are now about not fighting cats anymore, but fighting themselves, right? It's like the government is corrupt, how can we save our commander, and so on, right? So I think that, of course, saving Erwin and Historia is going to be a big part of the whole arc. But saving Erwin is kind of a classic storyline where our commander is now guilty for something, right? Or he's not actually guilty, or, you know, either we have to prove it innocent, or we can't because the government is so corrupt, so we have to stop the government, right? So it's a very classic premise, and so that, of course, can happen now. Then it was great, then Erwin found the king, right? And he's like, oh man, and weeks before that, we see the capture. He's like, yeah, you lost, Levi, because we're getting your captain. Yeah, your commander is dead, so we're gonna kill it off. So that's important, right? And I think that actually a big part of that really loved episode with the whole thing is that what Hange is doing, right? Because Hange, she's creating the classic unrest, right? Unrest, yeah. Because she is like working with the son of the guy that killed, of course, and he hates her, and that's great dynamic too. She's like, wait, I don't want your help, woman. She's like, well, you either get my help or you get killed. So it's kind of like, who do you want to work with? Yeah, so that was awesome. But I really like, in a way, how that kind of like is a great way, right, for them to get support, right? Because by doing that, they're getting rebels, right? Yeah, but doing that, they're getting support by the civilians, the normal, you know, commoners, the villagers. They are like, well, these people are pretty good. Yeah, these people actually care about us. These scout people, they actually have like our interest at heart. The government, they pay the taxes. They have some weird wall culting. The king is kind of crazy. Yeah, those people, they're screwed people. Yeah, they've been ruling us since before the wall thing. We don't even know. Yeah, they've been ruling us since ever. Maybe everything's a lie. Yeah, so I think that's great how they're she's her stuff. Right, it's giving her I was called an ally, I guess. Yeah, like an ally in the he's the leader, right? So she's getting him as an ally, and also generally getting the word out there to the press as well, and so on, right? And the press is also corrupt for that matter, of course. Everyone's corrupt, yeah. So I really like that how her side story really brings in the uprising, right? The rebellion. So I think that's great actually, because the other side story is with Erwin, so that's kind of classic. But seeing her doing that makes the general storyline, in my opinion, work better, right? Because it make it like more realistic that they're actually creating this, like, you know, commission of the people, right? I also really loved her punch. Her punch was awesome. Yeah, I love how it's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, my arm! Like, I loved it. It's like, damn it! I was too much into it. Yeah, I love her. She's like getting more and more red up, more and more angry. I was like, get with me, boy! And then she punches him, and like, yeah. She punches so hard, her arm kind of breaks. And it's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. that was brilliant. That was really good. So I loved the moment with her. That was awesome. Then, of course, maybe I'm just biased, but I think the Jean moment again was really good, right? I think the Jean moment there, when he's letting Marlowe and so on escape, right? He's kind of like, oh, I dropped my knife, and yeah, I love that, because that also, again, Jean is a human, right? As I mentioned 2 episodes back, where I was like 10 of 10, Jean is the best character. He clearly is. But yeah, Jean is like, you know, how to say it? He's the guy like, I don't want to kill these people. They are just normal soldiers. They kind of had the life that I didn't get, because I kind of want to join them, right? Being used as random guard in the background, yeah. I can't kill them. Like, they're just innocent people. Like, they don't want to kill us. They just want to play the people right. They just want to guard, you know, the humans. They don't want to, you know, fight all the humans. So I like how he's like, no, I can't hurt them, and he pretends to, and so on. And then he gets smacked in the back head. But I think it was a great moment. I think, again, that's a good moment. And then also because they are the heroes, right? They are the good guys. So we know that kind of action, and, you know, that's gonna create a reaction right later on, because Jean is a good person, and he's like, you know, getting out the word that actually we aren't the bad guys. So by saving these people, they actually might help them later on, right? And so on, because he's kind of creating. And normally in real life, they'd be like, well, we probably wouldn't. But in an anime or a manga, or whatever, or a TV show, if you save someone and like, you know, I'm the good guy, they're like, yeah, actually you're a good guy. Yeah, that actually probably will, you know, make them, you know, spread rumors about you being nice and so on, right? But on the same time, I also really like how what Marlowe is like, Honmono Levi! He's all into it, he's like, oh, the real deal! This is the real Captain Levi, can I please join you guys? Yeah, like how he wants to join the badass scout, right? So I like that, because it gives me similar to Jean, right? He's like, kind of like, you know, you want to have a normal life, this guy, right? You want to have, you know, the easy life in the background. And then he meets the real heroes. It's like, wait a minute, I want to be a hero too. Yeah, and he gets kind of like, I actually also want to be a good guy. I also want to join. They're clearly the good people. I want to join them. Yeah, so I think that generally was a great scene. It's like, man, I actually kind of want to. Can I please stay shy with you guys? Because that is really fun, I think, and also really human, right? Because humans don't want to be in the front line. You want to be in the front line, you want to be in the back line. But when you meet this frontline, heroes, you're like, actually, I kind of want to be like him, like the famous guy. If I could be in the front, I'd be like him. Yeah, so he kind of inspires them, right? I think that's great, and that obviously has an effect on him, but also on other people, right? You have to see that scene with him as a mirror of the other people in society, right? Other people that have, in the background, they kind of not want to fight and so on. They're not evil, They're mostly just normal humans. They want to survive this horrible world they're living in. And then when these guys are suddenly having this rebel uprising, right, they have to fight them. But they're all kind of like, well, the king is obviously pretty evil. So, they kind of want to swap side, right? Because I think that's great because usually in history, and I'm a history, I love history, guys. And it's a lot of, many of them times where the rebellions, they can't just win by, you took the government. Kind of what you see today, it's a lot of like, there's a rebel, the junta, whatever, taking the military, but usually in the past, have a successful rebellion, like, for example, the French Revolution, you kind of need the people, right? Obviously you need people, like that's the obvious thing. But you also kind of just generally need the other armies to swap side, right? Yeah, you need kind of like the other, not just the people, that's kind of an obvious thing, but it's also very good. Sometimes you can get like the other generals to be like, actually, I kind of want to join them. Yeah, they seem to be good people. I want to, let's swap side, right? And that's why, loyalty was so extremely, important, right, between different generals and so on, and like the king to general or the feudal lords and so on, right? Because like, loyalty is like, if you betray me. So for example, like, if you look at Japan, like the Japanese culture, right, the feudal society of Sengoku, right, the shogun and daimyo and so on, they were extremely into loyalty, right? The samurais and the daimyo president were extremely into loyalty. Why was it so important being a loyal person? Well, because if I call for your army to come to me, I'm the shogun, like daimyos come over here to me, right, it's happening against those people, and you betray me, I am lost. I'm pretty much lost right away. I didn't change one side, right? So it had to be valued. They had to make a culture where it was more valued, right, to be loyal and actually win the battle, right? Like it was more worth it to fight the bad fight and get your loyalty, your honorable, your honor points was more important, right, than actually win the battle. Because that gave you, the prestige. That gave you all the stuff. Yeah, that was more important, right? And you see it very much in Japan because the feuds that was so long there. But you see same in Europe as well. But Europe went away from the feuds a little faster, right? Japan did. But yeah, so I think that's very, very classic, right? You see it in wars all the time. Like when loyalty is extremely dangerous if you lose your own military, right? That actually, when you usually lose to rebellion, is when the rebels manage to get the military to join them, right? Not actually when the rebels come. Yeah, honestly, like the French Revolution I mentioned earlier. So in that revolution, right, it was really bad. Yeah, it was really bad. When eat cake and so on, it was really bad. And generally, as soon as it kind of started, right, most of the military after it was like, actually, I'm joining the people, and then you lose, right? Because thinking about it, there's been a lot of war in real life, right, where the military has been able to beat like thousands of civilians. Like yes, you need the people, but not that much actually. The civilians aren't like without weaponry compared to the military. You need like amount of forces. That's why, for that reason, you always skip the zombies, right? Back to you always skip the zombies uprising, right? In normal zombie movies, right, and zombie like and so on, because if you showed how the zombies defeated the humans, it would never make any sense. Because we know for a fact, like in real life, you can have like 10,000 soldiers against like one massive, modern weaponry, and they lose. So how would like zombies actually beat the armies? They would never do that. I'm sorry, but they would never beat the armies. That way, it's why like I think that's right. Because they're big zombies. No, but really, it's like in this anime we have massive zombies. So in the past, whatever would happen in the past, how they managed to defeat the humans, it's kind of like, it might have happened. They're massive, right? Yeah. But normally in zombie flicks, it's kind of like, yeah, you never used to show how the zombies got the power, so to speak, because it never makes any sense. Because if you have like 1 million zombies, would it be like 1,000 soldiers? Because they really have no chance. Like normal humans without no weapons have really low chance beating like a helicopter, right? Like a 0 chance pretty much. And you know, a zombies have less chance. A zombie is less efficient than a human, right? So yeah. But anyway, Attack on Titan. I think it's important here that they're bringing up the people. Bringing up the rebellion. So I think it's really great. The long rant history here. But yeah, I think it's important how they are incorporating that, right? And I think also that Ishima, the author, is taking in the feudal Japan into it, right? Because a lot of that, I would say here. For example, the guy talking to Erwin, like, you know, Erwin, you're right. He's kind of like, yeah, you're right, but I have to be loyal to my guys, you know. So I feel that's very the feudalist system. He's kind of like, you're obviously right. The king is horrible. I should join you, actually. But yeah, but he's like, do you have a plan, man? Because I kind of want to betray them. It's kind of like, if you have a good plan, tell me, because I am willing to betray them in a heartbeat, right? So I think that's something that is very interesting in this anime, right? Because you have the classic monarchy, feudal system, and so on in a way, right? The kind of general an army, yeah. But also have the zombie stuff. They have it's surrounded by massive zombies, so to speak. And it's always in any zombie movie, it's always like, you know, who's gonna control the usurp, right? It's always like, you know, this person died, and we see stuff when she's screaming, right? Oh, that's why we died, and these people killed our village, and you know, they're running in, zombies and so on. It's the government's fault apparently, right? So it's a lot of you know, what's it called? Disownment. There's a lot of like bad rep, right, for the government. Surprisingly, in Attack on Titan. I feel that though, honestly. The government in this anime is kind of like, even if they were really good government, they would probably have bad rep. It's like, we are surrounded by massive titans that eat us, and sometimes they come in the inside of us now in one wave, and they're inside one wall and they eat the people, and yeah, it's like, even if the government generally were a good government, it'd be kind of like, we screwed up. So that'd be kind of screwed, right? Anyway, I hope you liked this review. I just ran up history. That's a bad rant too. I mean, I know so much about Japanese history and other European history, so our field system. I should do a video about that. I should do a history channel. No, but like, seriously, I think it's very interesting. I'm thinking it's a lot of examples of, and I have to say, you know, back in my own home country, right, they had a classic 3 uprisings, and they all failed because no, it's kind of fun. It's like a short side point here. So my home country, I'm from Sweden, right? I don't live there anymore, but yeah. And in Sweden, our founding father is Gustav Vasa. Yeah. So he was crowned in 1523, and he defeated the evil Danish, right? So that's how he got the crown and so on. And anyways, he had 3 massive uprisings against him. And the biggest one is the Dacke-upproret, or the Dacke rebels, very famous. Also the clock, which means clock, or like the bell in the church, because he changed the religion to Protestant, right, from Lutheran Protestant, from Catholic. So you know, that's why Swedes are Lutheran, right? And they also had another ones. But they all miserably failed. They were massive. The Dacke was massive. It's like all the peasants pretty much, but they failed. And the last one had I don't remember, but they were like 8 times bigger than the army, something like that. Yeah, they were like 8 to 9 times bigger than the army. It's like 8,000 peasants against 10,000 soldiers, something like that. It was like enormously more peasants than the army. And the army was not that big. They had beaten the Danish 10 years earlier and so on. They had not an enormously good resource and so on, but they were pretty experienced, yeah. Like, and they won. They easily beat them. Yeah, the peasant kind of destroyed half the villages going up the right, and then they finally fought the real army, and the army just crushed them like easily. Because none of the army had betrayed Vasa. Like, he was a popular, king for the nobles. He was popular among the people generally, not among the peasants, but the people generally. For example, he kind of removed the church, right? So he got the power from the church. So by doing that, he was popular with the nobles, right? The nobles loved him. Yeah, he was like this guy. He removed the Danish people from us. You're a free country. and you know, we get more power now, less power to the church, power to, you know, the noble families. So they all loved him. They're like, he's awesome, yeah. So no one betrayed him. They were like, no, let's follow that guy, yeah. It's like everyone, the people hates him. You know, all the but we love him. So he had 100%, you know, zero betrayal, so to speak, of the actual military, right? And so they had no chance. They had like freaking, you know, forks, you know, and he had like, you know, the actual weapons. So they couldn't do anything. So the rebel uprising hasn't always been. It's kind of like you need people, but you also need to get the army to betray them, right? Usually, another one when there's another rebel I like is Boudica, right? To compare it to as well. It's kind of like to have. So Boudica, you know, the Celtic uprising, right? That's is that 61 or after? Now, like, is it before or after Christ? I don't want to say the wrong thing now. I think it's 60 before, right? 60 AD. Isn't AD though? It should be after though. 60 AD. Okay, I Google it. Okay, I'm gonna cheat here. I know it's 60. I know it's 60. Like 60. I think it's 60 AD, right? So it's 60 Anno Dominus. Yeah, 60 AD after. Yes, it's after. Yeah, I was like, it's after. It's after. Good. I was thinking. Oh yeah. See, I was right. So, yeah, I'm not failure. So Boudica, or uprising, right? Boudica, she got all the Celts right, and they went and fought the Romans, right? Just famous because they managed to like burn down London, or London was it called back then. But London was like settling town, and back then wasn't very big. So Boudica managed to gather something like 200 and I think it's up 230,000 Celtics warriors, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I think it's the number, and they fought about 20 or so thousand Romans, right? The numbers are always up and down, right? Something 10,000, 10,000, but at least they were 10 times more than the Romans, yeah, and they were more, and many of them also were. I wouldn't say they weren't actually like, you know, super experienced warriors, but they were at least they were trained people, but they weren't like, you know, they hadn't been like many wars, but they were trained to fight, and they fought the Romans, right? After burning London, they lost massively, yeah, they lost massively, right? So again, you need the army to use it in a rebellion in real life. You need the army to help you out. So I'd like to see things like, can I help you? Because yeah, you need the army to kind of work with you, right? You need, and of course they have their own army, which are now traitors, right? And they have the other guys, but they're kind of sipping in. So I think it's a great, actually good writing there again, because again, right, if you don't get like the professional, you know, the highest equipped army, technology army, you're gonna lose, right? Because man, most wars in reality, people have lost massively, even having great outnumbered them. But it's like, no, it doesn't help you if you have like, you know, you have your wooden swords, they have like a machine gun, yeah, they're gonna kill you anyway. So, so yeah, you need to have that uprising, and you need to change people's mind, right? Usually at least. Of course, we have titans in this world, so you could kill them with that. But anyway. History rant over. Hope that's a review, guys. I'll see you guys next week with more Attack on Titan and Hannah about this. So have a great day.